Shizuya Hayashi. In the entire Pacific War, only one Japanese-American soldier received the Medal of Honor while the fighting was still ongoing, and even that was a matter of debate. Shizuya Hayashi was not that soldier. His Medal of Honor did not arrive until 2000, 57 years after he charged a German machine gun nest near Cerasuolo, Italy, killed 7 men in the nest and 2 more as they fled, then turned his weapon on an anti-aircraft gun and killed 9 of its crew. The distinction between those two facts, what he did and when he was recognized for it, contains the entire history of the Nisei soldier in World War II. Hayashi was born in Waialua, Oahu, the son of Japanese immigrants. He was drafted into the U.S. Army in March 1941, 9 months before the attack on Pearl Harbor. When his sergeant could not pronounce his name, he was given the nickname Caesar. Within days of Pearl Harbor, Hayashi and every other Japanese-American soldier in Hawaii were reclassified as enemy aliens, 4C, a designation that meant not acceptable for service. They were stripped of their weapons, told they could not be trusted, and reassigned to menial labor. Hayashi did not accept this quietly. He and his fellow Nisei petitioned the War Department to be allowed to serve, and by 1943, the Army relented, forming the 100th Infantry Battalion, an all-Japanese-American unit. By the time he landed in Italy, Hayashi was not fighting to prove his patriotism. He was proving that the suspicion of his countrymen was misplaced. The 100th would become the most decorated combat unit of its size in American history. November 29, 1943. Near Cerasuolo, Italy, the 100th Battalion was engaged in a flank assault on high ground held by the Germans. Hayashi rose alone in the face of grenade, rifle, and machine gun fire. Firing his automatic rifle from the hip, he charged and overtook the German machine gun position, killing 7 men in the nest and 2 more as they fled. That alone would have been extraordinary. After his platoon advanced 200 yards from this point, an enemy anti-aircraft gun opened fire on the men. Hayashi returned fire at the hostile position, killing 9 of the enemy, taking 4 prisoners, and forcing the remainder of the force to withdraw from the hill. By the end of the day, 20 German soldiers were dead by his hand. For these actions, Hayashi was awarded the Army's second highest decoration, the Distinguished Service Cross. It took more than 5 decades for that medal to be upgraded. The review began in the late 1990s, conducted on the belief that racial discrimination had prevented Hayashi and 21 other Japanese-American soldiers from receiving the nation's highest decoration for valor. In June 2000, President Bill Clinton presented the Medal of Honor to Hayashi and the other 21 recipients on the White House lawn. Hayashi, by then 82 years old, sat next to Senator Daniel Inouye, another Nisei soldier who was receiving his own medal that day. Hayashi later said he was surprised by the honor. "A lot of other boys deserve it, but they're not here," he said. "Those days, we didn't think about medals. You were there to do a job." The story of Shizuya Hayashi is not simply one of extraordinary courage. It is a story about the long arc of recognition, about what it means to serve a country that doubts your loyalty and to prove that doubt wrong through sheer, overwhelming action. He fought for a nation that had classified him as an enemy alien. He received its highest honor at an age when most men are content to sit on their porches. He did not think of himself as a hero. He thought of himself as a soldier who did his job. That, in the end, is what makes his story essential, not the medals, but the quiet, unyielding conviction that doing your job, even when no one is watching, is the only thing that matters. The 100th Infantry Battalion and the 442nd Regimental Combat Team would go on to become the most decorated units in U.S. military history, but their honors came at a cost that was not merely measured in casualties. It was measured in the silent, systemic message that their sacrifices, however immense, would always be viewed through a filter of suspicion, their loyalty perpetually subject to question even as their blood soaked the battlefields of Europe. Ultimately, the saga of Shizuya Hayashi forces us to confront the uncomfortable gap between official history and lived experience. The Medal of Honor he received in 2000 was not merely an upgrade in military decoration, it was a belated admission of national failure, an acknowledgement that the very government he served had once deemed him unworthy of trust. Yet Hayashi's story ends not in resentment, but in a kind of redemptive grace, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of action over rhetoric. His legacy is not that he killed 20 men in a single day, though that feat is staggering. His legacy is that he did so while carrying the weight of a nation's distrust on his shoulders, and he never let that weight slow him down. Subscribe to War Machiner and share this if you value history that goes deeper.